You're tuned in to the Behind the Scenes podcast with your host, Mann Robinson, the place where educational, motivational, and inspiration collide with innovation. Be entertained while learning from some of the best actors, directors, and producers in the industry today with self-help tips that you can apply in your career. We don't just talk about it, we be about it.
So, welcome back to Behind the Scenes podcast with your host, Mann Robinson. And like I told y'all, man, I got this real dope actor, dope person, this dope everything on the show with us today, man. He's an actor, American actor, 20 years in the game, Blindside, Django, Selma, When They Was Us, When They See Us. Man, what else you been in, my brother? Omar Dorsey, man. What's up, man?
What's happening, man? How you doing, bro?
I'm all good, man. I'm good,
man. I'm blessed. I've been in a couple of things here and there, bro. I was in your movie.
Yeah, you was in my movie, man. We about to drop that too, man.
Okay.
Hey, I'm telling you, man. Listen, dog. We are right now. We're in a quarantine situation, and you know, our main topic is taking acting serious, no matter the role.
Definitely.
And our subtopic, of course, is still working during the quarantine.
Gotcha.
So I wanted to touch on that movie that you're speaking about. We didn't release it yet. And before it was because we had other things and we said, okay, the timing wasn't right.
Right.
It ain't no better time than now. You
exactly.
know? So we're working on getting that on the streaming service now. But I know you in New Orleans, right?
Right. I'm in New Orleans, man. Yeah.
So I'm in one of the states that are, locked all the way down for the quarantine. How's it going where you are?
They tried to lock us down, but these folks, you can't tell these Negroes nothing out here, boy. No, I tell you what, the craziest thing is, I live in I live right downtown New Orleans, like right down in the heart of it, man. It is so eerie that I'm like on a Friday, Saturday night, there's nobody walking, nobody with hand grenades in their hand, anything. It's the most like post-apocalyptic dystopian thing I've ever seen in my life, man. I was like, I'm just looking around because I had this dope balcony that just overlooks, the whole the street and everything, man. And bro, it's eerie. It's eerie.
Yeah, it is, man. And if you think about the what's important, it's not money. And this proves it's really not money. Money is just what we need to operate in the system that we live in.
Right.
But it's definitely more than that. But unfortunately, that system that we live in requires us to pay for stuff, and no matter what it is. So during this quarantine, I've decided to start this podcast, and of course, I'm doing it in a way that is remotely, to fit in with what's going on. But not only that, is to kind of hone into my other skills that's required in filmmaking. What are you doing in this time to pass this quarantine by?
You know what, man? Like when I first, so when it first hit, right, I was in Atlanta. I was doing the Aretha Franklin miniseries, Genius for Nat Geo. And, I'm playing James Cleveland in that. And I was going back and forth between Atlanta and New Orleans. I'm still doing Queen Sugar. So Ava calls me and tells me, like, yo, Omar, we're going to have to shut down for a couple of weeks on Queen Sugar. I'm like, all right, bet. And then Anthony Hemingway calls me and is like, yo, we got to shut down, the Aretha Franklin joint. And I was like, man, so I went from having 2 jobs in a matter of 30 minutes, not having none. And I was just like, oh, man. So, but it wasn't even, I ain't tripping about it because, he's coming back. But, I was sort of stuck because my daughter was coming out here anyway. Her and her friend were coming out here to New Orleans. They go to Howard. They were coming out here for our spring break. So I was like, y'all can just have my apartment. They're juniors or whatever. Y'all can kick it. Y'all probably got some fake IDs. Y'all probably want to go kick it. I'm going to stay out y'all way. I'm like, go get me an Airbnb somewhere. So my daughter was coming down, and then she was like, yo, so dig, Dad. My friends, her parents don't want her to come down. They want her to come home. I'm like, I get it. So my oldest came down to stay with me. And then my youngest lives with her mom. She was, we were like, it was her birthday. She's turning 16. So I was like, yo, just come down here for your sweet 16. So she came down here. So I was like, I went from just being like having a little bachelor pad to having 2 female roommates, one 21, one 16. I'm like, well, ain't no fun going on in there. But no, it was just like it didn't throw me. It was cool because I had all this great time to spend with my daughters, who I don't really have that much time because we all doing, so much things, and we live in different places. One of them, let's say, go to Howard, the other one lives in Boston. So it's just a great, it was cool to be able to, have this time to spend with them, man. But like as far as working going, man, I've had things, on the burners that were going. A couple of films that I was producing and actually a TV series that I was, that we were about to start, pre-production on. So we're just still working on that, man. And then I'm like, I got all this free time. Let me just start writing. So, I'm writing a movie with my boy Tom Bell. I'm writing a cartoon, with my girl Crystal Roberson, man. And we're just trying to do something. We're just trying. These are very talented people. Yeah. So it's just like yo, let's do this, and they're like, all right, let's do it. So, we're just out here just trying to bang as much stuff as we can out, man. Just use this time valuably, you know what I'm saying? Not sitting around watching TV, playing video games, eating nachos and shit all day long, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Try to figure something out, just try to work this thing out, man.
Yeah, because you got to think about it. When this is finally over with, whenever that may be, God bless us, all the digital content that's up now will be people already burned through. So you gotta listen, man, we don't understand how much that the consumer relies on us as creators.
You're right.
They rely on it. And it's not just like I said this in the other episode. It's not just like the old ass Crusades and Spike Lee's no more. Now it's everybody. And the thing about it is you want to hear different voices, man. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to, look, Scorsese's the man. Spike is the man. I done heard them niggas' voices for the last 40 years. Right. I mean, it's cool, though. It's beautiful. Cool. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But I want to hear what Man Robinson, I want to hear what Tom Bell and Crystal Clear and Omar Dorsey and Sean Black, I want to hear what everybody has to say from a different perspective, man. You know what I'm saying? Things that we haven't really, we haven't heard. I ain't really heard no dude from Decatur. We know Donald Glover's from Decatur, but a dude from the street part of Decatur, how that looks, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So we want to see what everything looks like, man. And it's like, that's a different perspective. I never thought about it like that. Right. And it's enough. It's enough platforms that we all should be able to express ourselves. And that's what I'm saying. So with this pandemic, it's a terrible thing. It's the worst thing I ever seen in my lifetime. Yeah. But on the flip side of that, it's all set up. It's set up for filmmakers now. Because nobody's going to the theater. I'm not going to no theater, bro. Not right now, bro. It's not. The excitement is gone.
I know it's gone, man.
It's gone.
I got a movie coming out on Halloween too. God dang, ain't nobody going to see it.
I mean, but they don't have to. Netflix come in, boom. They got it's the same money. It's the same money. Plus, you're reaching everybody when you go that route instead of just whoever might want to go to the theater.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
it has its pluses and its takeaways, of course, But you mentioned that you would do a residence in Decatur in New Orleans.
Well, my house is in LA. I live in LA.
You live in LA, okay?
Yeah, I live in LA, and I live in New Orleans. I got a crib in Atlanta. I live downtown, not too far from where we shot at. I live in the Kessler Building. Okay, right near where we shot at. But my parents, I'm from Atlanta, so all my people down there. And I spend more time in Atlanta than I do in LA. But I just got my house is in LA though. Yeah.
So did you get the apartment in New Orleans because of your job, Queen Sugar?
Yes. Yeah, that's the only reason. Yeah, but I love this city though. I'm not even lie to you, man. I live in houses. I might relocate out here, man, because you really don't have to live in LA or New York no more. You can live wherever you want to.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They'll fly you wherever, man. I mean, it's crazy. People actually think I live in Atlanta. So they always fly me from Atlanta because I'm always there with my parents anyway. They're getting older, so I'm always there with my parents. And like most of my, all my boys, Dennis and all of them, everybody live in Atlanta anyway. Mackie, everybody live in Atlanta.
Oh, man. It's everybody's coming to Atlanta. Of course, we know why. It's becoming the mecca of film production.
Yeah.
It's number one for film production, so it's pretty
in
dope.
The world, yeah,
in the world, and that's what got me here. When I started in 2013. Okay, that's when I started. Well, I started writing in 2007. I wrote a movie in 2007.
Okay,
but that's before they opened it up for people like us to do it the way in the magnitude we're doing it now. So I was brand new, and I said, "Well, Georgia seems like the best place." I came from Detroit.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah.
So it seems like the best place for me. I didn't want to go to LA because it was just too much swinging. I said, let me see Atlanta. and it worked out. It worked out perfectly.
You know what? I moved to LA in what years? I moved to LA in 03. I moved to LA in 2003. Because this was before the explosion of Atlanta. Nothing was popping in Atlanta. I did drama in Atlanta and I did road trip in Atlanta, and it was just like I was young. I was a kid. I was like in my early 20s, and but I said it's got to be something else. I got to be doing something else, man, because it's like I'm not getting the roles that I want to get. So I ended up me and my ex-wife ended up going to. We went up just shooting out there to LA to see what it do, man, and it helped me out a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like, because that was the time where, as an actor, you still sort of need to be an LA actor or a New York actor to be able to get the money that you want. I think as a creator, as a director, man, you can be whatever, because it's like, you can shoot it wherever you want to, but if you really want to get to the big leagues and acting in, I do think that you need to have some type of a LA representative. You don't have to, because Jacob Lattimore still lives in Atlanta and he's a star. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But Rico lives in Atlanta, Rico lives in Atlanta, and Roger Mitchell lives in Atlanta. There's dudes out there doing it. But for the majority, I mean, especially at that time, you really had to be in LA.
Yeah, I think you're right, though. I think all the three you named, they didn't get big from Atlanta, I don't believe.
You're right.
They had to boom, and now they can do whatever they want to do.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I
remember the day when Ron Rico was leaving. We was in LA. I remember the day this is crazy. I remember the day he left when I just turned 21 years old, because my ex-girlfriend at the time had took me to the Sundial. And Ron Rico was down there too for some reason. He's like, yo, I'm about to go shoot out to LA, man. And I was like, oh, wow, okay, well, that's what's up. So he went to LA when he was 21, and I think when he was like 38 or something, he moved back to Atlanta, and I was with him the weekend. It might have been earlier than that. That weekend Takers came out was when he was like, yo, I'm about to go back to Atlanta. So I remember when he left to go to LA from Atlanta, and I remember when he left LA to come back home. I remember I was with him like the week that, right before he did both moves. Yeah,
so I think that the trend of that will follow. Hollywood is holding on to a lot. They package all the movies. We know that. They package them and all that. But the filming part is here. And eventually, I'm thinking the acting thing might even sway that way. So what we're going to do now, we're going to take a break, because I got this thing called, man, random thought. And I might say anything. I don't know what I'm going to say. It's just random. So I'm about to take a break. We'll go to the random thought, and we'll be right back with Omar Dorsey.
And now it's time for Mann Robinson's Random Thought of the Day.
So today's random thought is something that I've thought about multiple times. My movies that I make, a lot of them will have a reference or a message in it that's against any type of crime. But if you think about it, my random thought is the state of black men today in the United States. Black men are hunted. Black men are accused. Black men have to be on the defense. Black men have to be fearful of police officers that go too far. Black men have to be fearful of white men that go too far, that are not authority figures. Black men have to be aware and cautious of any race. America has painted a picture to every other race and every other culture that they are better than any other race, but they also painted a picture that black men are felons, criminals, murderers, thieves, drug dealers, and all of the above. With that picture being painted, the rest of the world has a dim look on African Americans as well. Black men, to be exact. Black men also have to be aware and cautious of black men. Black men have the most to worry about in the United States. Not only do we have these things against us on a constant and daily basis, from state to state to country to the whole world, but we also have to be a black man and take care of our family. And the system sometimes is not set up for that to happen, and we fall back into that same situation. So rest in peace to Omar J, and prayers to his family and any other black man that may have lost their life in this country. It's getting bad. Let's bond together. Let's start with us. Let's take some of the fear away from black men. And the way to do that is to start with black men. This is Mann Robinson, and that's my random thought.
Welcome back to Behind the Scenes with Mann Robinson. We don't just talk about it, we be about it.
Okay, so we are back. I hope y'all like the random thought that I just put out there. We're back with my boy Omar Dorsey, the distinguished gentleman. That's what we're going to call you. They redo that movie. That's you for sure. So I noticed that you were in a couple of Ava's movies. You know, when they see us, Queen Sugar. How did tell us about that relationship come about?
So I remember it like it was yesterday. I remember when I was auditioning for Selma, and I was telling my agents and I was telling my manager, I was like, "Yo, this lady got next, man." They was like, "Well, we don't even know who she is." Man, y'all acting real white right now. I said, she just won Sundance. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I was like, she just won Sundance, man. You don't know who she is? It's like, nah. So, well, she has a movie at Paramount that Brad Pitt is producing. And like, because they were trying to hold out, because I got the role, they were trying to hold out for more money. And I was like, this ain't the type of movie you do for the more money. This is a movie about Martin Luther King. And I'm from Atlanta. I'm playing James Orange. James Orange was a big influence on my life personally, because I used to work for him and I used to work for Hosea Williams. And I was like, I have to do this role. This ain't about the money. I said, and this is going to just catapult me to somewhere totally different. You know, I just came off of 2 straight Oscar movies. I came out of The Blind Side. I came out of Django. And I was like, yo, I want to keep that Oscar trend going. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's one of the, big supporting roles. So I remember Ava called me. She Skyped with me. She was like, look, I really want you to play this role, but like, if we can't make the deal, then, I understand. I was like, no, we're making this deal. So I'm going to call my lawyer, call everybody right now, tell them to make this deal. Because I thought the deal was already made. But that was the first time I talked to her. And then I remember when we got to Atlanta to shoot the movie, she was like, yeah, I thought I was about to go with somebody else. So we was just joking around or whatever. But, from that movie, man, she and I ended up being like really close, like really, really family, like sister and brother. And then we hung out, we kick it. I chill with her and her family. She chill with me and my family. But it's like, I just said, we're family. So when Queen Sugar came around, she's like, I was doing a movie in the Bahamas. And she said, I have this new show that I'm doing with Oprah. It's on OWN. And I want you to read the script. You tell me what you think. I want you to read the role, Hollywood. So I read it. I was like, well, this is dope. I said, I would love to audition for this. She's like, nah, I don't audition. I'm giving you the role. I was like, what? She's like, it's already picked up for 13 episodes. And this, that, and the other. I was like, what? She said, yeah. So if you want to do it, it's a Warner Brothers thing. Warner Brothers will call your lawyer to do the deal. And I was like, what? I was like, and this is the perfect role. I just came off of doing Ray Donovan when I was like the craziest, most maniacal man in the world. You know what I'm saying? And now I get to play this another side of myself, this lover, this sweet man. And and she was like, well, Omar, I want the world to see you the way that I see you. Like, this is how I see you. And I said, man, that's so dope, man. She wrote that role for me. She wrote the joint for me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then, I was the first person cast on the show and everything, man. So whenever she has anything, she calls me her good luck charm, man. She's like, whenever I put you in something, man, it explodes. So, when I was in New York, I was about to start doing Harriet Tubman, but I wanted to shadow Ava like what she was doing When They See Us. So she was like, you can shadow me, but I'd rather you to be in it. And I was like, for real? She's like, you in New York anyway? Yeah, just do it. I was, okay. And then, ended up, playing a little bit of breath in that joint, man. So, man, she's giving me the best opportunities. Her and Ty Phillips are giving me the best opportunities in my life. You know what I'm saying? And, it's just, it's tremendous, man. Like that relationship, it's a beautiful relationship, man. It's a family, we consider each other best friends. She'll say that in the interview. She'd be like, my best friend is Omar Dorsey. But man, it's a beautiful thing to have somebody like who can put you in a great position as long as you like you saying, like the theme of this podcast is taking every role seriously.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I take anything seriously, and she sees that. Like no matter what it is, man. But the power of being able to do that is, the ability to take every role seriously is something that we all got to have, man, because, she might have seen, there's people who've seen me in small roles, producers, And the director's like, I saw you in man, in Django. I had 4 lines in Django. But they were like, man, but like you were in every scene, and like, I was watching your work and like the intricacies of it. I was like, yeah, I'm in the moment. I'm in that character the whole time, man. So like when you do that, and then directors and producers and writers and they in studios, they know that you can bring it, man. They have no problem greenlighting anything that you're in, man. That's a great position to be in too. But I ain't saying I don't have to audition, but I don't audition. Last audition I had was for Harriet.
Oh, yeah, but that goes off of like the old saying, "You're only good as your last project." I mean,
100%, yeah.
Right. So if you was, trash on your last project, you would have to audition, no doubt.
Exactly.
But you don't have to. And now today's topic, like you said, is surrounding acting. So we noticed that you played roles like the James Orange was activist, like you said. Yeah. You say he helped you in your life in certain ways.
100%.
Then you had a similar role in other movies.
And When They See Us. Yeah.
Yeah. When They See Us.
Yeah.
So is that, you just told us pretty much how you got the role, but is that something that intrigues you normally, those type of activist type roles?
100%, man. You know what? It does. And cause I really always I'll say that to say that I was also a bounty hunter in Harriet. You know what I'm saying? But and I caught hell like a mug for that. But the thing, because I'm an actor and I want to do what I want to do. But I really do want to show the black man a good light. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I want to do. I'm just so blessed that I've been able to play Hollywood for it'll be 5 years this year to show, what a loving man. That's what we all are, man. We love our significant other, man. We love our kids. We love our family. Everybody ain't got to be on hard rock. Everybody ain't got to be, everybody, even if you are hard rock, you can still love your family. You can still love who you with, So, I do that. And then also me being in the Halloween franchise, the trilogy, the ones that we're doing right now. The last one, came out 2 years ago. The next one comes out this October. I play the sheriff of the town. It's an all-white town. I play the sheriff. I'm up here telling everybody what to do. I'm up here chasing Michael Myers. You know what I'm saying? I'm up here fighting. Like the last one we just got finished doing about 3 months ago, I'm up here trying to get Michael Myers. And it's dope, man. It's like I'm the black man who's playing the sheriff of a town and I don't die. You know what I'm saying? In a horror movie. So it's so it's just so, those are the roles that, I really want to, I do. But I also, those are the ones that I really want people to see. But if I play a bad guy, I want to have some kind of depth. I want you to know exactly what this dude is, how he's like this, and you want to dig deep into it, man. But man. I feel like that's my responsibility especially a dude who looks like me. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that was one of the next questions was how do you choose your scripts? And you pretty much just kind of answered that already. Basically, if you're going to play a role, it has to be significant in some form. Yeah. Or it has to be not the cliche part.
100%. Bro, I did cliche for so long, man. You know what I'm saying? I did it for a long time. My first movie was Road Trip. And it was dope. You know what I'm saying? I was in college. I played a college student. I played a college dude in a fraternity house. You know what I'm saying? Big dude, straight off a football field. You know what I'm saying? Looking like a football player, intimidating a white guy. All right, whatever. I do that. I got to get in the game. You know what I'm saying? But after a while, man, it has to stop. It's so funny, after I was doing Ray Donovan and Selma at the same time, right? And after I did Ray Donovan, I was like, I don't want to play no more bad guys. I was like, I'm cool. I said, I just played the craziest dude on television. I'm good. Like everybody was like, oh man, we love you so much. I'm like, that's cool, man, but I don't want to be, I ain't trying to just be like the gangster dude, I want to do something else. Especially because I just was doing Selma. I was doing both of them at the same time. I was in LA and I fly to Atlanta. And I was in Atlanta doing Selma. On the weekends, I fly to LA to go do Ray Donovan.
Okay,
I was flying back and forth.
I got a question then. If you was doing that, I didn't know that. So if you was doing that, you playing this type of character over here, flying across at the same time, going to play a whole total different type of character. Yeah. So this is for the audience now, because it's about acting. How did you tune into that ability to be able to pull that off?
The thing about it is like, I don't have to be, there's a lot of people, they're actors who are like super method. And they got to be in that character 24/7 all the time. And that's just what they do. And then their minds is, as soon as they wake up, they're that character and they're walking through. I mean, I have to have some kind of compartmentalization because I still got a life. I still got kids I got to take care of. You know what I'm saying? I got all of these other things that I have to do. So I know how to get into a character, and I know how to get out of a character. The same thing was going on when I was doing Harriet. I was doing When They See Us at Harriet at the same time. Once again, playing a civil rights leader on one end, and then playing a bounty hunter trying to chase down and kill Harriet Tubman on the other end. So it's like, you know, you got to just be able to. You always got to be able to juggle it like that. So but you know, as Malcolm Gladwell said, you know, you got to put those 10,000 hours in, man. I've done this since I was like 5 years old. I've been acting since I was 5, man. So I just know exactly how to do it and how to get into that character. Especially like, you know, when I started reading it, and I already know the character anyway. I just got to jump into those flows.
Well, I'm amazed. I didn't know that. And as much as you can justify it being normal, it's not, you know, it takes a talent to be able to be thugged out over here and a different over here. Or
right.
you come on the Selma set and it had a wrong attitude for a second.
Right.
It's not like you film the whole show in one day. You got to take breaks and come back and get back into that. So that's amazing. But you know, that brings up something else. You know, with the smaller roles that this whole subject is about. What I know is that you friends with Samuel L. Jackson, right? Right. Samuel L. Jackson is you told me this. He started with a bunch of small roles.
Yes, you talk about like School Days. Yeah. You talk about Goodfellas. You talk about Coming to America. Came in with the shotgun, trying to rob the McDowells. You know, but the thing about it, like he's always been my favorite actor, man. Always been my favorite actor. Like he was my favorite actor when I saw School Days. He had that Jerry curl. He was snapping on Lawrence Fishburne when it was in the Kentucky Fried Chicken. Yep. And I was like, man, this dude right here is still in the scene from all the other stars of the movie. Who is this dude?
Yeah.
You know, I might have been like in fifth grade. I don't know. But I knew I wanted to be an actor. And I was like, this dude is amazing. I love this dude. Now he's the biggest, you know, box office draw of all time. But at that time, he wasn't, you know, he was a on Broadway dude. Yeah. So, but I just knew he was that good, man. So I, you know, but even, you know, I just saw the way that he did. I was like, so when I started my career, I said, I want to do exactly what Sam does. I want to do it exactly the way Sam did it. Like, start off with these small roles and just build my way up and build my way up and build my way up, man. Because he never took any role as being insignificant. Every time we saw him on screen, it was dynamic. Every time.
And let me add to that. And let me tell the audience this. He also stole the scene. He had a very, very small role in a movie called Ministers. It was a Menace.
In the opening scene, he played Kane Daddy.
Killed
That's what I'm talking about.
Killed it.
You take the chances. You take what you want. You know what? He took that joint when he popped that dude. You know what I'm saying? Come on with your. You know what I'm saying? He popped that when he killed dude. Kane.
Yeah.
Man, what?
Yeah, he killed it.
It's those little small things. Like he came in there, did a cameo, knocked it out the park. Man, he that dude, man.
Yeah, he definitely that dude. And that's what I want the audience to understand. It doesn't matter what size of the role, because it can lead to much bigger roles. If that's what you want to do with your life, you have to. Because if you think about it, you know, it could have easily, and let's just use that scene as an example. He could have easily picked up the gun, you owe me money, shot him, put the gun down, and that would have been a cameo. He made us $125 that day, and that's
Exactly.
But he didn't do that.
He brought that. He opened the movie. That's a classic movie. Yeah. He opened up the Hughes brothers' first movie. You know what I'm saying? He opened up a classic, and it's like I forgot all about that. Or even how about in Raw? You remember in Eddie Murphy Raw? When he was like, when they had a little scene in the beginning, and it was Bud from Cosby Show, and he was a crazy uncle. Like, hey, do that dance again, Eddie, do that. Like, it's those little joints, man. Like, I'm telling you, if you can come in, you can steal the show like that, man. People like, okay, let's try him on this. You'll never know. Quentin Tarantino might have been like, yo, I liked him a lot in that. Let me try him in this Pulp Fiction joint. Next thing you know, man, biggest box office draw in the history of film. So.
Yeah, and he proved it. And he's not the only one. There's plenty of other ones. Yeah, there's plenty of other ones. I mean, right now we got one of my favorite actors is Jason Bateman. Bateman, he started off a long time ago doing smaller stuff, and he flipped the script now in Ozark and just went over the top with that in his performance. So
man. Even like my little brother Lakeith Stanfield, man. Lakeith started out. You know, it was Short Term 12 that he did Selma. He probably had 2 scenes in Selma, man, but he was so good. Everything that, you know, like if you can just come in and you can prove your worth, man, and you prove, how about Straight Outta Compton? When he had like one scene playing Snoop Dogg. You know what I'm saying? Like, But if you can just prove your worth, man, you can prove that you take this thing seriously, man, they'll throw something on your back, man. They'll put it on your back.
Yeah, because just like you said a few minutes ago, you said that Ava put you in a position, she gave you a shot.
Yeah.
But you got to think about it. You also did the same thing because acting is that important.
Right.
Your actor skills have to be a certain way. So when a director or a casting director is looking for somebody to bring the movie to the next level, you know, they're looking for somebody that stood out, not somebody that's just doing the lines. A lot of people think knowing the dialogue is acting.
Exactly.
Definitely not.
That's not what it is at all, man. You got to embody the character. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy because when I did Drumline, that might have been like 19 years ago, 20 years ago or something, man. People still quote that movie. They're still talking about spanking that ass. They still quote me on that joint. That was 20 years ago, man. You know?
Yeah. I mean, but, you know, that was the conviction of the role.
Yeah.
And, you know, I don't know if the audience know this. We talked about the movie before that you did with me. And like I said, it was quick. You came in, killed it, left. And everybody sitting around like, wow, you know, this guy is that real deal.
Right,
so,
that's fine. Yeah.
So I got one more example because I like to show and tell. I like to have what they call proof of concept. So when we telling all this stuff to, you know, people listening, we're not just talking.
Right.
So there's one other person. I'm actually looking up his name right now. There it is. I am not going to be able to pronounce it, so I'm going to try. Alphonse Nicholson. That's his name. J. Alphonse Nicholson. He was in his first scene that I seen him in.
You ain't even got to tell me what he was in. I just saw him on Broadway in Soldier Story.
Okay.
That's my little brother, man.
Exactly.
That little dude in that Madam C.J. Walker joint.
Yeah.
J. Alphonse is that. He got next, bro.
He got next. But listen though, he was in a movie called Perfectly Single by Van Elder, right? Okay. And he had a nice role in it.
Right.
But then he got that small role on Just Mercy and Straight. You know what he did to it. Killed it. Then he came with the singing afterwards and walking down the hall. And now you're right. He got next. And I agree. And I vouch for that.
No, I just saw him on Broadway. It was David Allen Greer, Blair Underwood, and him. They did a soldier's play. And I just saw it maybe a couple months ago, man. And first time I ever met brother, you know what I'm saying? We sat up, we chilled out, we talked for like 3 or 4 hours. I just talked to him the other day when I saw Madam C.J. Walker, man. That dude, man, he's a monster. I think he's in Pussy Valley and P Valley or something that shot in Atlanta. Because he said he was just in Atlanta shooting P Valley, this joint for Stars. So yeah, man. Be a cold piece, man. I like that kid, man.
Yeah, he definitely got it, but he took his role serious. He does the studying and keeps it together. So I want to tell you, I appreciate you, man, more than you know. Sure. Even when you came out 2 years ago and did a role with us.
Yeah, yes, sir.
And coming on the podcast, dropping your knowledge. But we can't let you ride out without a tip of the day or something for these actors that's kind of, not even just actors, even directors that might not know, like I didn't know how important the small roles are. So you got anything you want to share directly to them before we go?
You know what? Even as a director, man, you want to surround your whole cast. You want your whole cast to be casted perfectly. Look, I understand that sometimes you can't afford a big name, but the audition process is so important for directors. You might be like, okay, I think my homeboy can do this role. But if your homeboy can do it, man, he might be able to do it unless it's written specifically for him. Then you might want to audition because there's a lot of hungry actors out here, man. They are, and they'll come in and do something for like $100, $50, man. And they'll come in and knock a role out. You'll be like, oh, I didn't even see that. And that brings up your project. That makes your project look that much better, you know? So directors should even take smaller roles more seriously. And actors, they said there are no small roles. There's only small actors. You know what I'm saying?
There we go.
Everything that you do, man, like I said, Drumline, I did one scene in. Django, I had 4 lines in. You know, there's things, somebody said they saw Juwanna Man the other day. I ain't have no lines in that. They cut all my lines out of that shit. But it's just like, you have to start out somewhere. You have to, especially when you're a young actor, you have to understand protocol on set. So it's a good thing to come in. If you don't want to be an extra, you want to come in, do a small role, one line here or there, just so you can understand what it is. Like I said, I remember coming in, I did Boycott, and Jeffrey Wright was playing Martin Luther King, and Carmine Jogo was playing, Coretta, and I just remember it was me and E. Roger. I think E. Roger was in it, but it was like we had these small roles, but we were like in our early 20s, man. It's like we have to learn. We have to learn exactly how this goes. And then, as you learn, you keep putting them hours in, you keep putting that time in. The only thing you can do is get better, A lot of times, like, I'm a big stickler for taking the class, but like, life experience, man, that it's more important than just sitting in the class. You take a class to learn the basics, to learn, so you can get that root. But like, to really be able to sprout, man, you got to really be out in the world, and you got to really see how it goes. So small parts, it don't even matter, man. I take a small part now. I ain't no small parts. So I take a part now. If it's a good part, and it's in a a movie that means something, or a project that means something, I do that now. Ain't no thing.
Well, that's funny that you because we had E. Roger on the show a couple episodes ago, because the movie I'm going to tell you about, he actually already LOI'd it.
Okay,
so he's going to play the doctor in this film.
Yeah,
yeah, he was giving similar advice, and I know you guys know each other. So
way back from the 90s.
Yeah,
from the 90s. Yeah.
Yeah, he has a familiar face as well, man. But I want to thank you, man, brother, for coming on, blessing this podcast, and I hope the audience got inspired by this inspirational young man here and have the will to inspire others. Yes, Omar Dorsey, thanks for coming to Behind the Scenes.
You got it,
Bless
man.
you, my brother.
All right. Thank you, brother.
All right, have a good one.
All right, boss. Yeah. That's dope. You guys say E. Roger come and do your joint too. You working with all my brothers, man. You working with E. Roger. You work with Dennis. You got Dennis Get Power Corrupts. You working with
he in that too. Blake Moore, Brad James. I already signed up for it. Yeah. It's gonna be good. That's
Blake Moore called, so I need to call him today. Actually, I'm glad you said his name, because he told me to call him last week. Yeah.
So I appreciate it, man. This get over with, man. We got to work, because I really got something, man. I really want to put it out there, and even all the people that's coming on, you believe me, I'm taking pointers too.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
I'm not just letting them slide through me.
Definitely.
I'm taking them as well, because I want to make a mark as well. I want to get the same response that I'm supposed to get, to be honest with you.
Right.
We want to put a movie together. We want to put it together the right way. So.
Gotcha, man. Yeah, I'm with you, man. Just holler at me, bro.
All right, bro. I'll get with you.
Man. All right, boss.
Thanks for tuning in to Behind the Scenes with Mann Robinson. Our aim is to genuinely encourage and inspire you with the compelling stories and content we provide, in hopes that you'll inspire others. For info on upcoming episodes and all things surrounding film, techniques, and motivation, follow at Mann Robinson on all social platforms. View on blackfilm.com, manrobinson.org, or stream anytime on Spotify and iTunes.